Hello. In this video, I'm going to go over the thesis outline planner. If you are watching this video before you watch the essay template, stop now, go back to the essay, and then watch this video. It'll make this planner look a lot clearer, and you'll know exactly what information to put where. All right, so we're going to start with the intro paragraph. You guys know what to do here: two hook, two background, and a thesis statement. I cannot stress enough how much the thesis needs to be one sentence. I know that I get the feeling that you guys write more than one sentence because you are under the impression you need to explain your opinion. You do not. That's what the rest of the essay is for. So just state your, thesis and move on. Now, all right, let's go back to the hook. Again, two sentences, and then two background sentences. We're going to do something different in the background sentences than we did with 2 and 3. In this essay, we are going to do one sentence on the textbook article, its author, title, and main idea. And then the second background is going to be about the source evaluation article's author, title, and main idea. So one sentence each for those articles. Then your thesis statement. And the thesis needs to state the results of your comparison of the two articles. So you'll say something like, after comparing article 1 and 2, it was clear that article 1 had the stronger credibility and tone, but article 2 had better evidence. Sweet and to the point. I'm not explaining myself because, again, that's what the rest of the paper is for. All right, moving on. The summary. Like the background section, we're going to kind of split the summary in half. The first half is going to be about the textbook article, and the second part is going to be about the source evaluation article. When you go to write this, this will be all one paragraph. But for now, we're just kind of sectioning it off in two parts here. You'll write the author, title, and main idea here in the attribution sentence spot, and then you'll pick two key details from the article. Then you'll do the same here. And then write key details from the article. All right. Then we have the analysis. All right, so the first analysis is credibility. And if you watch the essay template, you'll clearly state the effect that credibility can have on an article. This is more of a generic statement for credibility as a whole, or authority, the author has. And then you will, give example. You'll explain the authority of the first article, the second article, and who has the better. This will be more detailed when you go to write your essay, but for your planner, you can just write the authority of the first, the authority or credibility, the credentials of the first author, of the second, and then, who's got the better. This will be second analysis. This will be tone. So a generic kind of statement about what effect tone can have on an article. And remember, tone is how the author feels about the subject. Examples from the word choice of article 1 and its tone. Examples of article 2's word choice and its tone. Who's got the better tone? Again, this will be more detailed. You have more examples when you get to the essay, but you can just do one example from Article 1 and its tone, one example from Article 2 and its tone, and then, you know, who's got the better tone for the subject. Article 3 is evidence. This is what the author uses to support their main point. You know, you'll do a generic statement about evidence and its role in an article. You'll state, you know, for the purposes of the planner, you'll just state the evidence that the author uses in Article 1 and its effect. The evidence used in Article 2 and its effect, and who had the stronger evidence. Again, this will be more detailed when you go to write in your essay, but, you know, one sentence each for Article 1, Article 2, and then, you know, who had better evidence. And at conclusion will just be a reword of your thesis from the intro paragraph. On the planner, it's one sentence, but when you go to write the essay, it'll be 4 to 5. But on the planner, what I'm grading for you is just that your ability to reword your thesis. And that is the planner. Introduction, 5 sentences, 2 hook, 2 background, 1 sentence on each article, then 1 sentence for your thesis. Summary, you're going to give me 3 sentences about Article 1, the attribution and 2 key points. Then you're going to give me 3 sentences on Article 2, the attribution and 2 major points. Then you're going to give me an explanation on the credibility or the authority of the author, generic statement about how the role credibility or the effect credibility has on an article, you know, like the author's credibility, what role does that play in, you know, the strength of the information. 1 sentence about Article 1's author's credentials, 1 sentence about Authors 2's credentials, who's got the stronger credentials. Tone, a generic statement about the fact tone can have an article, you know, like the author's opinion or feeling about the subject, what role, you know, how can that affect the reader kind of thing. 1 example from Article 1 of the author's tone words, you know, their word choice and what the tone of that word that you pulled is. Article 2 example of their word choice and what the effect, and what the tone was, sorry. So example of word choice, tone, example of word choice, tone, who had the stronger tone for the subject or the more effective tone for the subject. And now the evidence, types of evidence used and effects for Article 1, types of evidence used and effects for Article 2, who had the stronger evidence. So that's essentially what you're doing in this planner is, you know, line 1 is always for the first article, line 2 is always for the second article, and 3 is, you know, the comparison, who has the stronger or better. And if you've seen the planner video, the essay video, you'll know you'll go into a lot more detail when you go to write the essay, but for now, the planner, just kind of keep it Article 1, Article 2, comparison. And then reword your thesis. If you have any questions, please email me.